Yeah, no worries.
from what you see. So we're live. So what's up, guys? This is Mark from DS Uni, and this is Jason.
Yes, sir.
Jason is in my inner circle. He was a part of DS Uni before. If you want to know about the inner circle, there's a link in the description. We closed it. We open. I think Tony opened it back for like a weekends warriors thing for people who want to do it on the weekends. But just check the link in the description and check to see what the shit is about. So Jason is. So who are you, Jason? Where are you from? I put in the title that you're a high school dropper. Did you really drop out of high school?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna talk about that shit.
yeah, for sure.
And guys, just after Jason introduce himself, we'll take some of your questions and then we'll get back into it. Right. So like my shit, the 17 of you who watching the video. But yeah, Jason, tell
Yeah,
who the fuck are you?
yeah, for sure. So yeah, my name's Jason Rodriguez. I'm 25 years old. Father, high school dropout, just like Mark said. And yeah, I've been drop shipping for almost going on 2 months now. I would say at the end of this month I'll be 2 months fully drop shipping. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how much I put did you sold 14,000 your first, how much did you sell your first month? Was it
Yeah,
14,000?
yeah, a little over 14,000. Yeah, my first month.
Okay, okay. So actually, yeah, I'll just, me and Jason and I were talking about some shit before. So, guys, we'll just continue our conversation. 28 of you guys will like my shit. There are only 3 fucking likes. And whoever dislike that shit, you're gonna get fucking herpes. And so Jason and I will just talk about our shit and then we'll take questions after. So I was asking you if you knew anyone. We were talking about if you knew anyone like yourself, and you're saying that some people like used to grind and went back to work.
Yeah.
But how you're saying, I was like, why the fuck would you taste freedom and then go back to work? But then you were saying something.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, so off camera, me and Mark were talking about if I knew anyone that basically is like myself, or even like Mark, or personally. And I told him honestly, like probably 2 people that I know personally, but and then I did know a few more, but they kind of fell off and just went back to the regular corporate world. And then he asked me like, why the fuck would you do that? And I said, well, I mean, I personally went through a situation like back in 2013. I was, in my entrepreneurial journey, just doing online marketing. Not
So you were 20.
actually, I was actually 19. Yeah,
Fuck. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was 19. I was turning 20 because my yeah, so I was 19 turning 20 or whatever. And I was working a regular 9 to 5, and that's when I got into like the online world, trying to make money online. And then
Where were you? Alexander? What's up? Good evening. But where were you working?
I was working at, I don't, honestly, it was so long ago, I don't even remember the actual name of the company, but I was working at this warehouse, working like fucking 12 hours plus a day, 5 days a week, even on weekends too
Jesus
sometimes.
Christ. Hold on. Guys, I just comment real quick to make sure you could hear us because I only see one comment and I'm used to seeing more comments. So just write in the chat just to confirm if you could hear us, please. Anyone? What's up, Mauricio?
Yo, yo, what's up?
Yeah, so you're saying you were doing internet marketing at 19 and then what happened?
Yeah, yeah. So I would say I got into internet marketing around 20, like you said. And then I did that for like almost 2 years. And then basically what happened was well, it wasn't even necessarily the company, but one of the strategies that I was using for a particular company I was working with at that time, it kind of got fucked. So then I ended up having to go back and go to a regular 9 to 5, and then I started selling credit repair for like a year. And I did that up until I think 2014. And then I ended up quitting because I was like, you know what, like in my heart, I always knew I was supposed to work for myself. Like, I need to be my own boss. I don't like people telling me what to do, when to do it, etc. So, yeah. But yeah,
And
once you get a
and
taste of that freedom, like you don't like that 1 year. Even though the job, I'm not gonna lie, the job that I was working was cool, and I was making like $5,000-6,000 a month at that job selling credit.
yeah.
It was great, but it's like
And what you were selling credit repair from what company?
Lexington Law. You probably heard of them before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lexington Law Firm. Yeah, I used to sell credit repair for them. So it was cool. Like I said, great commission, but it's like, me personally, I knew when I went to that job, I was like, I'm just gonna go there, get some skill sets from that job, and then eventually get back into working for myself. So that's basically what
Yeah,
happened.
but how could you have had it? Baffles me. How old are you? 25. So what? You had to be 22 or something?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 22. Yeah, around there.
How could you have had that? I don't know. Maybe I'm not as mature as you motherfuckers. But how could you have that type of foresight to say that you'll work there to learn some skills and move on?
Well,
So okay, what? Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, well, personally, like I said, I was at that point, I already had like developed my mindset from like personal development books and all the network marketing bullshit that, they teach you when you get in.
Okay.
So, like, I already had that mindset. So in my head, when I had to suck it up, I'm like, you know what, I just have to get a normal 9 to 5. Not that there's anything wrong with that for any of you watching it, of course, but in my head, I was like, all right, if I'm gonna go get a job, might as well get a job that I love sales, right? Well, now like my sales passion kind of died down. Like I don't like dealing with people one-on-one anymore or like selling people shit. But for the most, like, I do love sales because I think like if you are gonna work a job, you should do sales because like it's either commission or nothing. Like
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, but I think, just not to cut you off, but I think people who tend to go into sales or and that type of direction
Yeah.
are more entrepreneurs anyway, right? Like I know most people who are into sales hate it because it's the only option they have. And then the people who are successful at sales love it because they are an entrepreneur type, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I was one of the top sales rep for the company, and like I just still knew, like, even though like, I stood there for a year, but I knew I was like, all right, I'm eventually just gonna quit and get back into working for myself as soon as I can find something that is reliable and that I can master and make a fuck ton of money with.
Okay, what is I know I'm jumping around. So you dropped out of what first got you into did you drop out of school to get into entrepreneurship, or you dropped out of school because you fucking hated it?
No, I dropped out of school because I was just doing a bunch of dumb shit at that time, and I just dropped out of school just because like I don't know, when I would go to school, just be to like hang out with friends and females and that sort of stuff. I didn't really go to school. I didn't like going to school because I felt like what I was like learning, I wouldn't apply in the real world.
Yeah, shit.
It was like there wasn't really like a passion that I had for school of, oh, I'm gonna go to school so I can learn this or learn that, So yeah. So I just dropped out because I'm a dumbass, basically.
And then how did you see, baby? No, dime, ¿qué pasó? Está en vivo, pero. No, dime. Yeah, está bien. Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
So just this motherfucker, his both parents are like of like Latin descent or Hispanic or whatever, and he doesn't fucking speak Spanish, and I do. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So when did we guys? So good for you, Mo. VQ sold 100,000 past 30 days. I sold 230 something. So fuck off. But congratulations. I just want to be 100%. We'll get to the eBay thing, but so when did you start? So you dropped out of college, dropped out of high school for whatever. What got you into entrepreneurship?
So yeah, I mean, just the experience of working at that job, the one that I told you earlier. I was working 12 hours a day, sometimes on the weekends, standing on my feet all day, like just that body ache and just hard labor all day. And then I knew this kid. I'm not going to say his name, but I knew this kid that I knew from school, and saw him posting on Facebook about this company, and that's what like I got intrigued about that because I was like, okay, this kid's making more than me online than I'm doing, at this job. So I just got intrigued with that, and then I decided to just hit him up, and then we kind of just went from there.
Okay. All right. So
started my entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, so you now. What's up, David? Oh my God, I'm actually chat. What's up, Gail? Who else? 6K in a month. Okay, motherfuckers. What's up, Quiz? Fuck, Quincy Joseph. This motherfucker went to secondary school with me in Trinidad. What's up, crazy? Yeah. So okay. So all of that shit. Now to eBay drop shipping. You've been drop shipping like what, like 2 months or something?
Yeah,
Almost 2 months.
yeah, going on 2 months. Yeah.
And you sold. Do you have your fucking phone so you could so you could show these motherfuckers? You up to what, like 20 grand or something?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously, we're working on, I'm in your
Mm-hmm.
circle, so we're definitely working on a few things. But my sales dropped down drastically. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that good, but I'm at about 20,666, and
All right. I see you got some listings up.
yeah, I put up a few more listings, yeah, yesterday. So
Okay.
I'm just implementing right now some of the stuff me and you talked about, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to where you're at eventually. So.
So what I wanted to talk a little bit about. So Alexander asked if you're still in PayPal jail. I'm guessing you're not.
No, no.
Because
So
you sold on eBay before.
yeah, I had an eBay account since 2016, and like I said, I'm probably like auctioned off or sold a couple things, nothing too serious, like maybe like, man. So yeah, I didn't really, honestly, personally, I didn't, and plus I actually used my PayPal account for a different business, not e-commerce related, but I was receiving and sending a lot of money through PayPal, so I never had to deal with the PayPal jail.
Nah, but eBay, the PayPal jail thing mainly comes up through eBay. It's eBay
Oh,
who sends the money with a hold.
okay, yeah. So I don't know, I never experienced the PayPal jail stuff. I'm not sure
Okay.
why, but yeah, never
And
did.
why do you think, again, I don't know how many or if you do interact with other eBay drop shippers, but how did you sell 14,000 your first month? Like, I know the answer,
No,
obviously, but
that's
like,
easy. DSG. I mean,
no,
yeah,
no. But like, a lot of times I try to. The reason why I interview a lot of people who in DSG who are also dropship who are using the same methods is just so people would know that it's not like I'm keeping some secret up my ass that I'm not telling anyone, and
yeah,
that's why I keep selling. And like, people try and don't. A few people try and don't succeed. And when I look into it more like in depth, a lot of the time they might keep 50% of the process and just fuck off the other 50 or 60 or 70, and
yeah,
that would make them not generate sales.
yeah,
But what do you think? So you just follow the process, right? Sell
yeah.
what sells, find items that sell 4 times.
Mhm.
Do you sell mainly expensive items, cheap items?
Uh,
Is there any sort of twist?
I like to do a happy medium of both, honestly. So like, if I notice I have too many cheap items up, and I'm like just I mean, don't get me wrong, like the making 10%, and then let's say you have an item that's $20, but you're getting 10% of the $20, you're making $2 out of that $20, and that sells, whatever amount of, 10 times a day. You're still making a good, like you're making $20 or whatever. I'm not perfect with math, so if my math's wrong, forgive me, but whatever. You guys get the point. So it's like, I like having a happy medium of that, and then I also like having like high ticket items that you make $20 when it sells once, or you make 30, 40, $50 when it sells once. And, maybe that might happen every other day. And then eventually you just get a lot of high ticket items that sell consistently every single day. And so you're making, $100+ a day profit just off, having a happy medium between both, I guess.
Yeah. And how many, when you were grinding hard, how many listings you'll put up in a day? I know you're doing.
Yeah, I was honestly, I would do like 30, 40 a day at first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
So like,
And you would have been slower, no? Because now you're more used to it.
yeah, I mean, now I can put up like 20 listings in like 2 hours. Before, it used to take me like fucking 5, 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day. Majority of my time at first, when I was grinding my e-commerce business, when I was doing it 12+ hours a day, majority of it was more so of like doing the research, like trying to building my sellers list and that sort of thing. Just kind of the tactics that you teach.
Okay. So guys, there are 52 of you motherfuckers watch my video. Like my shit. Only 16 likes. What time
Someone
is it?
disliked it, man. They're gonna get herpes.
Yeah, dude. Use whoever the fuck, dude or girl, use a condom. Like, herpes isn't curable. So guys, do you have any questions so guys, he's part of my inner circle. The inner circle, I do one-on-ones with a couple guys. There's a link in the description. So thanks, Amanda said I like the shit.
Oh yeah.
So check that shit out in the description. We're not gonna start to fuck over. The video is gonna be recorded, and there are 3 cunts who dislike the shit. 4 of you cunts. So fuck off. I know people dislike my shit just to get my reaction to the shit. So guys, do you have any questions? How long before you moved over to DS for Dr. Genie? DS Genie.
DS Genie. I mean, I told you the story. In all reality, so back in 2016, when I actually first got my eBay account, I invested like $1,500 into a course from one particular person that was teaching like a unique way of keywording that I don't think anyone else does. So, at that time it was perfect, or it was great, but I had 2 businesses at that time that was making a high 6-figure income at that time. So I didn't really like pay any mind to building my e-commerce business at that particular time. So fast forward 2 years later in 2018, some shit happened or whatever, and I decided, like, you know what, let me get into e-commerce like I originally planned to do back in 2016. And then, so basically I did a lot of research. I was seeing a lot of people like complaining about the whole catalog thing and all this. And that's when I stumbled across Mark's YouTube page, No BS Dropshipping. And I binge watched like a fuck ton of his videos. Like I swear I stood up till like, it was like 5, 6 in the morning. And then I saw that he had not offering, but he was selling his DS Genie program. And I basically just decided to just pull the trigger because that's just the type of person that I am. And yeah, so just right away, I guess you could say, like, once I finally decided to actually build my business, I got DS Genie right away. Like, for me personally, it was just a no-brainer. Like, just what the software offered and the technique that he was teaching, it just makes sense based on all the
But did you do some of this stuff manually first before you got DS Genie?
No. Well, the only thing that I used to do manually was list, and I used to do keyword, and that shit was tedious as fuck. So I just like
okay. So yeah. I know some people usually like list, like snipe manually, and then realize, okay, this shit takes forever. And I guess
the sniper method was literally like brand fucking new to me. I did not know shit about it, dude. Honestly,
Vixtra said he disliked the video so the information wouldn't spread. If you like or dislike it, people still have like 1,100 fucking videos. Like, you think one fucking dislike is going to? You guys are funny. Alec Render said if it was Jeff Bunting's course.
Yeah, it was. And again, the course was amazing. It is amazing. It's good content. But like I said, just for me personally, of who I am, I don't like sitting there and doing keyword research and all this and whatnot. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like if you're going to build an e-commerce business, you just need to pick a strategy that is going to fit you. Some people just don't like sitting there keywording all day and doing keywords.
Right, exactly. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, I can't hate on people that optimize because I take their fucking listings.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather let them do the hard work and then me come and snatch it and then just kind of put it at the margin that I want to put it at and then sell it, and let them.
Yeah, like it's a whole ecosystem that works. Yeah. I mean, and there are people who hate snipers, and I could give a fuck, right? Like, it is what it is. Like, it's
why, but it's like, yo, like, either way, like, there's a bunch of strategies that you can use to build your e-commerce store. And it's like, you just have to find what's going to work best for you. And personally, like, I would rather be able to get 20 listings up in like 2 hours or whatever, rather than getting 1 or 2 listings up in an hour or 2. So it's like,
also was that detailed, like that optimizer process was like
it's that detailed, but it's also because, like I said, I was kind of just, it's a skill set that you learn, obviously. So like, it's kind of a skill set that you use. And like I said, based on what I know, I haven't found anyone like on YouTube teaching like his strategies. So like,
really,
yeah, no one teaches his strategy. So like the $1,500 I invested in, it was worth it. I didn't really like put it to use like I should have, but it would definitely was worth it. Like, if someone wants to learn keywording, I would recommend, like, learn from Jeff. Like, he can definitely teach you how to keyword rather than how everyone else teaches, So, yeah.
Because I know Chris did his course also.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll be curious his look because I tried titling and keywording and using certain words that are not like. I would like to. I might take a look at that just to see what it's like.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's
Because I see a few years ago that I've never seen anyone else do,
yeah,
and it would most like. I mean, my guess is a logical way to title,
yeah.
so
It's
it
a
might be
it,
similar.
it like the tools that he provides and just like the way they teach it, like it's insane. Because like you said on one of your videos, like, and all you're really competing for is just the SEO, like that, like that
Yeah,
page. You're not competing necessarily, not really competing on the product, like you are, but you're not. It's more so of like the SEO and where you rank on the page and stuff like that. Like that's really what you're competing for. So, but like I said, with everyone complaining like with the catalog and the buy box or the buy box getting implemented
yeah.
eBay, I just like, me personally, I knew like, oh, I hate keywording. Like I just hate keywording. I just like, personally, I do. Like I might start a second store and then just do nothing but keywording and teach a VA how to do it. That's part of what I'll do. But yeah, and then we'll see like what store does better. But I like sniping. Like sniping's my shit. Like I like sniping.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Let me see. Fancy, I sent you email. Okay, Fancy, I'll check that email. Drop shipping lifestyle. Drop shipping lifestyle.
Good job.
What course is this? Huh?
Jack Pippen Millionaire said how to get rich quick using Shopify.
Oh God, I know the cut. That's actually not Jack. I know who that is.
John,
Stop fucking trolling, dude. Fuck.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he asked if your profit comes from cashback. I mean, a little portion of it. I set all my margins up front for 10%, and then I have for Amazon, I have the 5% credit card cashback, and then for like Walmart, I just use the cashback sites, and then I'm gonna be using discounted gift cards here soon too. And then James John said, "What's your sales conversion rate? And what are the main factors that you think of that cause you to produce that revenue in a short time of 2 months?" My sales conversion rate, honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I have 647 listings up now, and I've sold over 500 something. So I would have to definitely look at that to know for sure like what my conversion rate is. And then the main factor, I would just say just grind and then just implementing what Mark teaches on his channel. And DLG.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, but what type of dogs? They sound. I have a little last dog that's sleeping on my foot. And he's annoying as fuck.
I have we have a Pomeranian and Husky, so a Pomsky, American Eskimo, and then like a Shih Tzu or something. Not sure.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Do you think? So while he goes take care of his dogs, Roberto, I think I responded to you, Roberto. So check that out. Fancy, I'll respond to you in a second. 600, 654, and 500 sales, correct. Yeah, dude, I used to breed Akitas and they would not bark, and that's why I actually have a Akita tattoo on my arm. Where's that shit? I used to breed Akitas and they don't bark, and I love that shit. Now I have this little fucking dog that barks a whole lot. How many listings does it take to reach 1,000? That's a loaded question. Like you have guys, 62 of you guys watching this video, like my shit. How many listings it takes to get to 1,000? What, 1,000 sales? That just all depends. What would you recommend DHN for UK market, or would you make more sense to attack the US market? If you're based in the UK, if you are based in the UK, I would say, Eric, I'll respond to that text. If you're based in the UK, sell in the UK, and you could try the US also. If you're not based in the UK, sell in the US, because if you're outside of the UK, you have to pay VAT as soon as you start. Teach me how to snipe. You have too many videos.
Yeah,
Dude, there's a free
you're lazy
training
to
fucking.
go through that, yeah, like you're not gonna put in the work, like straight up.
Yeah, dude, you complain about watching videos on YouTube. Like, nigga, the fuck? Okay, my golden retriever has. Hey, Mark, I now have $500. Is that enough to start dropshipping on eBay? Yes, it is. Is DSG an automated system? It's not completely automated. DSG helps you snipe and organize sales and that type of stuff. Rob, you can list in the US from the UK, correct? So, Jason, what are some of the thing is, I would ask you some questions that'll help some of the guys out there, right? But you are like, I feel because we in the inner circle and we speak more than like the typical dropshipper I speak to. I know you're very similar to me. So some like when I started dropshipping, if someone asked me what problems I had, it would be hard for me to say I had a problem because it's just work, right? Like it's not you're not building a fucking rocket. But if you had to figure out some sort of challenge that you had in the short time you've been dropshipping. Perfect question. How did you deal with the mental fuck when sales went down? How like was it stressful? Listing again, like that. That is something I like because when we spoke about it, I've had conversation with other people who sales would have dropped and like, Mark, my sales dropped. I think it's over. And I remember in the first year of drop shipping, I was so happy I found drop shipping that every time something I would be like, oh no, like what the fuck? So how did you what was your response? How did you feel? Did you like
yeah, I mean, mentally, I think it'll definitely mess with you a little bit. But I mean, honestly, like when I first, so when was it? I think it was like September. Yeah, it was September. When I set my goal for September to just do 5,000 my first month in sales. So when I did 14,000, like that just like blew my mind. You know, you get what I'm saying? So
yeah, so you're already so grateful for being that far ahead of the game.
Yeah,
it was just like
exactly. So don't get me wrong, like the sales messing, like slowing down, it did like, oh shit, like I wasn't like, oh man, it's over for me or whatever. Like, no, I mean, it's like, okay, well, in my head, it was like, what can I do to rebound my sales? What can I do to fix it and get back on track and, you know, keep elevating my sales and getting more sales. That was my mindset behind it.
And guys, the reason why I bring this up, so Jason and I have some strategies that we put in place to getting sales back up to where it needs to be. And we off camera, we see that a couple sales started rolling. So my hope is over the next week, maybe a week or two, we'll get it back. Because I don't think, I'm not sure if I'm convinced if it's an eBay problem, right? But the reason why I address these things is because this is Kevin Manson. What's up, Kevin? I was like, what drop shipping lifestyle? The reason why I bring this up is because these ups and downs is stuff that happens in any like entrepreneurship endeavor, right? In any business, not just eBay dropshipping. What is interesting is that eBay dropshipping has much less moving parts than a lot of other businesses. So the ups and downs are more controllable. Like you could address them quicker. You could find the problems and resolve them. Because remember, all we're doing is we're selling in this eBay marketplace. We're not trying to drive traffic from Facebook or fucking Google or whatever, right? So you could pinpoint the issues. So a lot of drop shippers, a lot of the YouTubers might focus on like, yeah, we make all this money, which is cool. I make a fuck ton of money. I don't do dick. I work, I chill out, I eat food from my chef. But,
damn dogs.
This ups and downs is expected, and you can make money the first month like this dude. You could make a lot of money like I do consistently. But in order to do that, you need to be ready for like the little ups and downs. Like before, no, I mean I've lost all my money a few times. I'm just reckless. I was just reckless and crazy before. I used to play poker and shit. And I won like 200 grand playing poker in 6 months, and I blew all of it partying in Vegas. I was living in Vegas at the time. But how did that compare? Do you think your previous endeavors in entrepreneurship and in business helped with that response? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you seem the time that I asked you a lot of these questions, and I asked you to be on your YouTube channel because for someone your age, you are more aware than most people, more self-aware, and you're a lot more balanced in like when it talks about money and like responding to these things, small things that we spoke about that I didn't even mention. Like I'm not going to say how much it was, but one time you were telling me that you had this amount of money in the bank and you could spend this on that and invest and blah, blah, blah. And someone your age, generally hasn't achieved as much as you have achieved. Although you might, we haven't talked about this ever before, right? So I'm making certain disclaimers. Although you may not think you may think you have achieved a lot, or you may not think you have achieved a lot, right? But someone your age, when I was 25, like I made money and lost money. I went to college, so I started my entrepreneurship journey a little late. But I think at your age, you are very like stable and very aware and understanding of what it takes, this whole entrepreneurship thing. So a lot of times I try to figure out where that comes from to try to kind of help the guys watching the videos be aware of that or go in that direction to figure out how to get that experience. So do you think, and I don't know, but do you think it's from your other business endeavors? Is it because you've made money and lost money before? Is it like, why? I mean, we as entrepreneurs is usually a lonely road. So you don't have these conversations with a lot of people a lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Are there entrepreneurs in your family? Like I'm trying to find some reason, right?
I mean, I have successful people in my family, but like, doctors or whatever. But I would say most definitely it did come from, I would say a big part of it would say it did come from my other endeavors as far as my entrepreneurial journey, the ups and downs. The biggest thing too, this year was probably the biggest and most humbling experience I've ever had in my life. I went from making a high 6-figure income to almost making nothing and then just trying to rebound from that. So it's definitely like a multitude of things. I would say that kind of like when my sales just dropped drastically, my mindset behind it was, well, okay, I've been through something similar before. What can I do to fix it rather than just freaking out and giving up,
Yeah, because like when like in April, when people got sales go down and like people see sales go down, I never had like, I think it's interesting to look on the Honest Dropshippers group and to look in the DSN group and to look at the YouTube comments and observe how people freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because like come on. Like we're dropshipping on eBay for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's generally always a solution for every problem,
Yeah.
So it's like
you look for solutions. You don't look for problems.
Yeah, exactly. So if you sit the fuck down and you just chill out and get your thoughts together and just kind of instead of like freaking out, like I said, okay, all right, my sales drop. What can I do to fix it? Like network with other people. See, for me personally, when my sales dropped, there's this kid that I talked to in Jeff's group, inner group that I talked to him on a one-on-one basis generally. I talked to him and same thing for him, he was like, yeah, my sales dropping, instead of freaking out, I was like, all right, bro, like, instead of us freaking out, let's see what we can do to fix it. Let's network with other people, see if they're experiencing the same thing, try to get to the root of the problem and see what we can do to fix it. And, like me, based on what me spoke of as well, one of the solutions, obviously list more, I only have 600 something listings now. So definitely list more. Sponsor my listings. I was one of them dudes that just didn't have a whole lot of sponsored listings. I only had like 20 or something. So sponsor more listings, and then and maybe even just start a second eBay store, and then just go from there.
Yeah. So let me see what. Fully agree. I had 200K drop. A lot of people talked since 1 year drop shipping. Yeah. It's a. Someone asked, what is your break even percentage?
Yeah, currently right now, because we are working on getting tax exempt, which I put it off for so long. Right now my break even percentage, I set it at I think 19% right now. I know that's probably a little high, but I have it set there for right now. Just so that I don't lose money. Because there was when I would like ship to like California or like Tennessee, I would just get ate by them taxes.
Yeah,
All my profit put me negative. So, or for those particular items I was selling. So yeah.
All right. So you primarily list your products on eBay only. I caught. Okay, you might be new to my channel, so I suggest you go to the free training in the fucking description. So you also sell on Amazon, right?
Yeah, I just started on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, last question. I'm from Colombia and I'll be an international dropshipper. Is it mandatory to open a US bank account? You don't, it's not mandatory to open a US bank account,
Yo, what up,
but
Mike?
do Michael?
Yeah, Michael Schreiber. That's my boy. That's like a brother to me. Yeah, I know him.
Okay. You know him in person?
Yeah. We actually used to sell credit repair together. He was a beast at that. I learned everything from him.
So how the fuck is he? Did you share this video on your Facebook or something?
No, but I think he got a notification on YouTube or something.
Oh, so he follows the channel.
Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, I told him about you because he's
okay.
He used to drop ship on Shopify. Has some success with that, but he's looking to get back into it. As far as e-commerce related, so I told him he probably should start with eBay, and I told him I'll be more than happy to help him out.
And also, Michael, if you could fucking do a live and ask you about Shopify, that would be interesting. Because I'm doing a lot, so I've been working on a lot of presentations on Shopify dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, and eBay dropshipping. I'm not gonna fucking sell you guys a fucking course on Shopify dropshipping, but I think it is very important to people to have a clear understanding of all the different ways to dropship and a proper understanding of how all these things work. So, because a lot of times when I say why I started on eBay and then went to Amazon, I don't really fuck too much with Shopify. I realize that most people don't actually get it for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go a little more in depth in explaining all these things. Yusef asked, do you use Sales Freak?
No, I don't. I just currently right now all I use is DS Genie and DSM Tool. That's the only softwares, and TrackerBot. Those are the only softwares that I use right now for my eBay business.
And we're going to be sniping some features from some of these other software platforms. Hey, you guys, how you sponsor? Fuck. I'll do a video on sponsor listings. 62 of you motherfuckers watch my shit. Like my video. Only 26 likes. So, guys, there's a couple more questions. And then Jason and I actually have to get some work done because I have a date to my wife tonight. And I can't because I've been working like a psycho. That's why I feel. I look so tired. When Tom and Rico come in this week, we're gonna lose our shit, and I'll get to relax. Like I look tired as fuck.
I can't wait to talk to you about what you learned with them personally when they're out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. I want to meet up every 3 or 4. Fuck you, Jack Pittman millionaire. Is there she going to have tracking feature, the tracker bot? Yes, it is, Mauricio. Diashini's gonna have it. I made a video about. So I want Diashini to be the best dropshipping software by far because we have the biggest audience. So I think I'll be a cunt. I would be a cunt if I don't build the best dropshipping software. So that's what we're doing right now. What is his Instagram? Do you have? Yeah, you do have Instagram, Jason.
Yeah.
You want to give these motherfuckers Instagram?
Yeah, it's Devotion1 all spelled out.
Can I watch that later? Yeah, Robbie, this video is recorded, so you can check that shit out later on YouTube. How many VAs? Do you have any VAs?
I don't have any VAs right now, but Mark, he told me I need to get some VAs. That's what he
said. We need to get VAs as soon as possible. And he uses this tool. What? How many VAs for customer service? We don't need no VA. He doesn't have any VAs yet. So this motherfucker, dude, as I said, I think this is very interesting to me because Jason, you like you don't get to meet real entrepreneurs a whole lot. And I don't just mean millionaires. I don't just mean like people who grind. I just mean people who understand this whole process and is used to being an entrepreneur, right? Like I don't think I could, not I don't think, I can't ever have a job again. I have tattoos on my fingers. I may not even get one. But I can't even fathom what it would be like to get up and drive to work for some cunt. I mean, I'm sure my employees might be like, I work for this cunt, which is fine. One of them is right here. But anyway, Mark, hit me up. Yeah, I'll hit you up, dude. So Alexander, Antoinette challenged herself to get to 300 sellers. So you might want to do the same. Fuck 200. You want to push yourself, dude. Like, Alexander's 18. So it'll be very interesting. Fuck Zeke Analytics. They hit me. How do you manage out of stock and price changes all the time?
Yeah, so for me, like I said, I use DSM tool for right now. I'm potentially looking into getting a better software than that, but yeah, that's basically how I manage it, and prices change all the time. I mean, yeah, like I said, just DSM tool for right now, and then if I don't know, I know Mark uses a different one right now that he prices.
Yeah, so Price Fox does a lot of our tracking, so I mainly use Price Fox. Yeah. No, Alexander, but push yourself to 300, 500. You can get to 500 immediately. I mean, eventually. You can't have a job, Mark. You would curse your boy. Yeah, I can't. I've tried. I had a job in 2005. I was assistant manager at Target. And then, when else did I have a job? Oh, yeah. And then when I quit that, I used to do door-to-door sales, selling Bell South phone service in South Florida. Bell South is closed down now. And then when I went home in 2009, my mother was like, I was partying like a psycho. My mother was like, you have degrees, why don't you get a job? And then like, there was this dude who was like the CEO of a big bank. Okay, if I learned from him, and I lasted like 5 days. And I was like, this, because I was at the time I took the job, I was making like 3 or 4 times the amount of money I was being paid, right? Like at home. I was just trying to please my mother. And I remember driving to work, and then like I lived close to I had an apartment close to where they live. So he was like, how am I paying you that amount of money and you're living over there? So they knew it wasn't like, I thought I could have learned, but like patience to like put up with people and the bullshit. You know what I mean? A lot of the times in the corporate, in my opinion, in the corporate world, I feel like decisions are made. I'm a very logical person. I try to like systematically do things, do the best stuff. If I'm not the best, someone else should be doing it. Like if someone at my company could run DSHNE better than I am, I'll be like, okay, go ahead. I could just do nothing. So, but I feel like in a lot of corporate structure, a lot of decision making are made like through like politics and people and the bullshit. And I just don't have that fucking bone in my body.
This dude said, does he use big retailers or does he have some more rare suppliers? I just use the main suppliers like Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, a couple other sources like I don't want to give them away just yet, but yeah, I found a couple suppliers that I've been testing, but yeah, just the main ones that I use is like Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, Kmart. Yeah.
Supplier for 2018 was Kmart and Sears. I hope they don't go bankrupt because that would suck. Like I remember, I think it was last year, Toys R Us went bankrupt, and in my mind I was like, yeah, if they go bankrupt, they're still gonna sell online, so we'll be straight. Boom, that fucking ship's disappeared. That's so crazy, dude. Why is Zeke Analytics is cheaper than design? I'm guessing cheaper than DSHNE. I don't run Zeke Analytics. Those cunts copy my shit. And their sell-through rate is not accurate. So fuck Zeke Analytics. Giving yourself your freedom. Let me say something about Quad. So I had an interview, this idea about freedom and all this bullshit, right? I'm very careful about how you talk about freedom and flexibility when it comes to entrepreneurship, because I had this interview yesterday in Spanish about my entrepreneurial journey and all this bullshit, and they were asking me like, what do I tell? What motivation could I give people who want to become entrepreneurs? And some of them random fucking questions, right? And when me as an entrepreneur, when I talk about freedom, it's interesting because I could say I'm free to do what I want, but I love to do what I'm doing. So I work. Like I wake up, I don't have an alarm, and I wake up early. Like if my dog wakes you up to take a piss at 4 o'clock in the morning, I just don't go back to sleep. I just start working, right? So this idea that like, yes, you could build a business and you could build freedom and blah 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 blah, but I think this idea of freedom and financial freedom and time freedom and all that stuff is a result of being an entrepreneur, and it's not you become an entrepreneur to find freedom and time freedom. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like I think I didn't become an entrepreneur to become free. I just like the whole entrepreneurship process, and freedom is a consequence of it. What do you, Jason?
Yeah.
Are you hear me?
Yeah. 1 sec.
What do you? Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that this dude asked about. Yeah, he told his boss fuck himself, and he talked about the freedom, like the freedom you get from being an entrepreneur. And I think the freedom and all that bullshit is a result of being an entrepreneur. And I would not get into entrepreneurship looking for fucking freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a weird paradox. It's cool. I work at home. I make a lot of money. I spend time with my kid. I fucking whatever. Like, it's amazing, right? Like, I make more money than most fucking humans. But, like, it's weird because I don't know if I got into it with the idea of I'm looking for freedom, or I got into it with the idea of I just want to make a lot of money. Because a lot of the low times that I had as an entrepreneur, most people would not push through it. Most people have too much ego to say they lost all their money or accept that they lost all their money and keep with no money to build back up. A lot of people be like, fuck this shit. Let me go get a job, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a weird, when people talk about this idea with freedom and financial freedom and time freedom and stuff, I am very careful on how I deal with those topics, because not any and everyone could just like, I don't suggest any and everyone to become an entrepreneur. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have a kid. If your daughter says she wants to start her own business, what would you tell her?
I'll be happy as fuck, but at the end of the day, personally, I would just want my daughter to do what makes her happy. So, but I would like to, I mean, as a parent, I would like to instill like the core values of, you know, entrepreneurship into her. But if she wants to go work a job, then that's up to her. But I would love if she built her own business or whatever. Like, it's just whatever she wants to do is what I'll support as her father.
Amanda just said, fuck. Amanda, you should have been on this call. Amanda just said, I built an eBay store to $75,000 a month in sales with no VAs. I was a prisoner to my computer. Amanda, I posted a video a couple days ago talking about building a multi-million-dollar eBay business and VAs and stuff. And in the video, I said, this is for Amanda. Because Amanda grinded out from her fucking phone to the point where she quit her job and she's making bank and stuff. But I got caught into that. I talked to you about that too, Jason, about getting caught into that like cycle of being proud of the grind, but also not allowing yourself to grow and build a team and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, we talked about this already, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna work towards getting a VA. Just to, like, I have so much pride in, like, I actually enjoy listing. Like, using the sniping method, I enjoy it. I enjoy finding drop shippers to snipe and then sniping all their shit. Like, I actually enjoy that.
Yeah, when I find a profitable item, it's like, fuck yeah.
It's like, it's such a good feeling. But I also do understand, like, okay, if I can, me personally, because, you know, I'm a father and, you know, I like to do other shit than just be glued to my computer all day, which generally I am always glued to my computer all day. But there are times where it's like, okay, I want to do other shit. So if I can, like, do 20, 30 listings myself a day and then have a VA also doing the same thing, and then I have a VA to also do customer services. I fucking hate customer service. Then, like, it's just like you said, to be able to scale and grow the business even more. So that's my goal.
Yeah, because I've worked, I don't know limits. I will work until I'm dizzy, right? Like I don't like physically dizzy, right? Like I don't, there's sometimes I'll just be up working for 12 hours. And then like, that's why well, actually, no, I'm not going to talk about that. So I fly to Uruguay sometimes and smoke weed legally to be able to come down, because a lot of the times without it, I could work 20 hours and not realize. And like my mind is so going that I can't sleep. I had real insomnia. Like I was up for 3 days at a time, multiple times. And it's crazy.
I mean, when I was first grinding my e-commerce business in September, like I was working, you can ask my girlfriend, whatever, like I was working 18 plus hours a day, easy. Like I would go to sleep at like 6 in the morning, wake up at 8 o'clock, and then do it all over, like all day. And again, part of it was just to learn the skill set. Like, yes, you know, like now it's like I can find a profitable item like that now. But at first it was like kind of it wasn't difficult, but it did take more time than how to find the items. Like just a lot of the things, you know, that you have to learn and skill sets that you have to master in order to produce better results in less time. So now it's like, okay, I can work like a normal person, like 8 hours a day on my e-commerce business and be good. I'm eventually trying to just get to the point where I just work like maybe 1 or 2 hours a day and then let VAs do all the rest of the work while I just fucking enjoy my life, you know?
Yeah, now I work like 1 or 2 hours a week on that shit, but I do so much other shit.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Like right now, all I'm focused on is just building my e-commerce business. I have a few other projects that I'm working on the side, but other than that, like my main focus is building my e-commerce business to a 6-figure store a month. So,
and just one other thing, you were talking about learning the skill set, and it's interesting because I just do this stuff, right? I never actually thought that, like, okay, when you do it a few times, it will get easier. And I notice it gets easier. And what it says, I'm going to rewatch all your videos, Mark, because I want to be like Amanda when I grow up. But I was talking to Antoinette, another girl in a circle group, and she was saying that, like, when I gave her the homework of getting 100 sellers, like it was so daunting. And then the last night before she had the other one-on-one, she was like, she has to finish it. She has to finish it. And that night, because she pushed through, it just became like clockwork. So in the beginning, you end up grinding through, so you know what you're looking at. You find items faster. You could tell where they come from. You could look at certain dropshippers. You automatically see certain things. Like when I look at an eBay page, I automatically see the feedback, the items that sell below the fucking image, how many of them are sponsored, if he blocked it. Like I see all these things very quickly. And I noticed that when I'm doing the one-on-ones and showing you guys, only then I realized, fuck, okay, I didn't mention that because it's just so normal to me now. Like it's so natural, right? So guys, a lot of the times, I'm just saying that to say that in the beginning, it's going to be harder. The one thing I could say I learned from my father. My father used to tell me that like everything is hard before it gets easy. And I don't think that everything gets easy. But yes, like once you start off, it's supposed to be relatively difficult. Like you've never done this before. You've never had to it might seem stupid that you just sit down and search for fucking items on the internet, but you never had to systematically do that. And it gets easier and easier with time. So anyway, guys, we've been at this for about an hour. Mauricio said warning, drop shipping is addictive. Yeah, it is addictive. So guys, thank Jason for his fucking time. Like my shit. If you guys have any, Amanda, fuck you. We need to do a live call soon. If you have any questions about that you want us to like talk about in the future, put that shit in the comment section. Those of you guys who came late, the video will be available right after you come off. And yeah, Jason. So let's jump off. I don't know if you want to say one thing before you leave.
No, I mean, just fucking do the work. Just put in the work. That's pretty much it. You want to be successful. It doesn't matter if it's e-commerce or whatever you want to be successful at. Just put the time in, put the work in, and you'll keep at it and don't give up. And there's definitely gonna be bumps along the road, but just stick through it and you'll be successful eventually.
Yeah, I do. Thanks for your time. So, guys, thanks. The actually is not free for 30 days. It's $15 for 14 days. Link in the description. I have free training in the description. Like my shit. Subscribe to my fucking video if you haven't already. And have a good one, motherfuckers, and make that money. Peace. eBay, 100%. Fuck Shopify. Unless you're building a brand. Goodbye.